really reconstruct our nation in terms of governance systems. Allow me, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, to delve into the official statement, which is the theme of this press conference. The title, Threats Against Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala. In the light of an unjustified onslaught and caused by ZANU-PF functionaries, among them Nick Mangwana, Energy Mutodi, Sengezo Chawangu, Owen Muda Ngube, and ZANU-PF Varakashi, destroyers, including ZANU-PF Youth League Midlands prophets who have just joined this team of players who are calling for the arrest and further persecution of the National Democratic Working Group Chairman and Facilitator Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala, following his address at the UN 16th Human Rights and Democracy Summit held in Geneva, Switzerland on 15 May 2024. It has become imperative for our NDWG consultative movement to set the record straight on this matter. The National Democratic Working Group stands in solidarity with the statement made by Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala at the United Nations Human Rights and Democracy Summit held in Geneva, Switzerland on 15 May 2024. NDWG, headed by Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala, and because of the turbulent waters in which we have been thrust by the current ZANU-PF regime, we have had to call for this press conference. The statement made by Honorable Advocate Sikhala in the brief 13 minutes of his presentation was precise in its articulation of the human rights and democracy miscarriages in Zimbabwe. We are therefore not alarmed, moved, or phased by the ZANU-PF regime members' attacks on our chairman and facilitator for telling the world about the experience during his latest political imprisonment. Rights violations, including abductions, are an everyday, ever-present threat and reality of people in politics and civil society in Zimbabwe. The systematic intimidation can now be evidenced from the reaction of the ZANU-PF government officials with the threats of arrests and open hate speech following Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala's presentation on the Human Rights and Democracy Summit, testifies to the absence of a genuinely plural, competitive democracy anchored on the free speech in Zimbabwe. By the same threats, the ZANU-PF regime intends to send fear into the entire National Democratic Working Group leadership and its grassroots consultative structure. However, we are fearless. It is therefore our position that Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala correctly captured and agonized over the realities of Zimbabwe's truthful human rights and political situation. The National Democratic Working Group, NDWG, defends, I repeat, for the removal of any doubt, defends Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala's right to speak freely both in and outside Zimbabwe, in furthering the interests of justice, human rights, and democracy. It's a worldwide phenomenon. So it doesn't have to be a phenomenon within the limitation of Zimbabwean borders or boundaries. We believe in a transparent and open society where people should challenge the government openly and bring it to respect the rights of its citizens. The 595 days are all Zimbabweans. This is our country together. We will not be swept under or pushed outside our nation by a club of greedy, self-centered ZANU-PF individuals. We have just received disturbing media reports that the ZANU-PF regime agents have gone to the extent of creating a fake X account in the name of our chairman and facilitator to justify his arrest. Yesterday, the bogus account called for action on 25 May 2024, attributing it to Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala, which is wholly mischievous, nonsensical, and absolute hogwash.
Does Honorable Advocate Job Sikhala have a genuine official X account?
Surely these are personal issues, and he will be able to answer you convincingly on that. But one thing is for certain, that he has rejected the bogus X account, which is based on inciting and impersonating his character and personality.
What outcomes do you promise Zimbabweans? Because this is my argument. I'm a political researcher. ZANU-PF is a traditional devil, no one doesn't know. But what is the new things that God is bringing, that you bring? That is the first question. And then my other question is that, what is your ideology?
An ideology is not simply something that you write down. It's a culture that you want to develop for the country. It's a culture that has to be inherited beyond the generation that ascribes it. So the ideology of any country must be to give its citizens dignity, respect, equality, law and order, productivity. So when you address those things, you are now dealing with the fundamentals of how you create a society that functions.
So we've just established our structures. We are a national structure. The provincial structure have been established. We are now working on the district structures, which take the boundaries of the electoral constituencies, 210 of them. Then we will have ward-based national democratic working group structures. When our structure is there, then the people of this country can be reached and can be consulted from grassroots structures right through, including those in the diaspora. So that is already our constitutional mandate, if you want. We are not a political organization or a political party. We are not. We're a civic movement. And Advocate Sikhala is our chairperson and facilitator to consult citizens of this country. Just before, the end process is we are building up to a national people's convention where we will debate issues from citizens and fundamental decisions or resolutions will be made on the routes to take: the political route, economic route, education route, housing route, agricultural route, and all those financial routes to see whether the Ziggy concept you can stand. It didn't derive from the people, it doesn't belong to any people's economy, so it's just an imposition which is a complete abstract.